This presentation is brought to you by the City of Greensboro's Economic Development and Business Support Office.
Greensboro has a long history of supporting its small businesses and entrepreneurs, and one of the gaps that we typically see for small businesses is in capital. And so for the Greensboro Community Development Fund to exist here in Greensboro is a major step forward.
Because we help businesses that wouldn't normally qualify for bank loans, which is your first path to resistance in terms of lending. So we look to help those businesses stay sustainable. We also provide access to resources, such as we will provide seminars that help clients to understand their business more, understand what it means to be a supplier, help them with their credit scores and how to build or rebuild their credit scores to become bankable again. At the end of the day, we are a mission lender, so whatever it takes to make that client bankable again.
Primarily, the Greensboro Community Development Fund is designed to help areas of a city that are either low income or have population bases with high minority concentrations. And so the target population is for any small business that is either minority-owned, women-owned, or is going to impact an area of low income. Meaning a company that's going to go into an area that's designated as low income, if it's going to employ people in that area, it would qualify for this loan fund.
The fund is in position to, because we are emerging, the fund is in position to help existing business clients right now. We do work with startup applicants on a case-by-case basis, but we are looking for a business that has been in place for 2 years. This gives us an opportunity to see that they have some form of cash flow, the ability to repay back. The business plan is definitely required. If you, one of the measurements that we would like to do is we want to get our clients ready to be bankable again. So a business plan at least lets us know that they have an idea of where they're going. Being a mission lender, credit score is not as important as it would be for a bank. However, I will say this: we still want the credit score to be, so it doesn't have to be perfect, but we would like it to be in a particular threshold that we could still help the client, as long as there's not something in place that would prohibit us from lending to that client. When you think of lending, think of it like this. Banks lend their deposits. The CDF fund, we lend the capital that we are able to raise. So with the CDF fund here in Greensboro, since we are an emerging fund, right now our maximum loan amount that we have allocated from our budget is about $10,000 maximum for loans. Right now the minimum amount that you can borrow is $1,000. But as we build more capacity, as we receive more funding, that loan amount will increase. We have our loan committee that actually looks like the community that we serve. So we have a combination of a couple of bankers, a couple of business people, and a CPA, and we all get together and we review those applications as a whole. We come to a consensus, and then we present those findings before our board of directors, and then the board of directors will vote off on the applicant.
The process for applying and being approved for the loan was very simple and low pressure. There's when you're in a small business, you're in a situation where you need some capital. There's a lot of stress connected to that. I had to freshen up my business plan and share some of my numbers with them so that they understood my position, where I'm at, and shared with them what I needed it for. And the loan was in place within a couple of weeks.
Most businesses tend to do contracts with other larger organizations, and they need something to act as a working capital gap to help them either purchase inventory or maybe meet payroll in order to meet the needs of the bigger clients.
The cash flow gets tight when you've got a payroll, and you know these are people who need to feed their families too. That payroll's got to be on time, and it doesn't matter if you've done an amount of good business and those people are going to be good for the funds. If it's not there, you can't pay your employees. That's a real problem.
We've had a number of companies that have received funding from us, probably about 5 or 6 in the last year, and the number grows each year. And the interesting thing that we have learned is that without this fund, these companies would have probably not been able to get the lending that they needed. And without that lending, they may not even be in existence, and they certainly would not be growing at the rate that they are growing. What I would recommend for any business that would like to apply to the loan fund, the first thing I would recommend that they do is call the fund and get the application form. From there, they will be referred to one of the agencies in this community that can assist them in putting an application together and help them determine if they fit the criteria for the type of loans that we give.
You can contact me directly at area code 336-387-8328. That is my direct office line. And what I will do is, once I get an opportunity to speak with you about what it is you're trying to accomplish, then I will make a recommendation for a particular counselor, and I will provide you with their information for an appointment.
This is a resource for help, for support, for encouragement, for partnership in business. And that's so refreshing.